Isn't it?
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday. It is so great to be back with you guys. We are here live and in effect, and today we are talking about it's the end of the school year, and we are going to celebrate today. We are going to talk about all of our takeaways. So that we can take into the school year. That is the plan for today. I hope we do not have my Wi-Fi going in and out. It's been great, but because we know in this industry we're flexible. If it goes back out, trust is coming back in. So be patient, okay? So we have our Chris, Dr. Obiama Martin here, and Ms. Damaris Alvarado Rodriguez. Did I just say? This is horrible. Yeah, I can't even. Did I blank out?
You good. You good.
I'm sorry.
Amazing. You're all right. You're good.
You good.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, on this year was a doozy. But I will say, because I know we're constantly working on, I am constantly working on learning how to celebrate the successes, right? Because I know if you are anything like me, it's easy to want to strive for perfection, and everything is supposed to go great, and when it doesn't, we beat ourselves up. But we do not celebrate the moments that we kind of made it happen. We hustle. So I'm definitely celebrating today. Our businesses are still open. Family is healthy. Our staff know it. So I'm definitely to take a pause and celebrate ourselves for that. And I actually had. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I said, okay. This we're going to do today. We're going to applaud ourselves. We're going to applaud.
I think we spoke too soon.
Because I think we did. Because my screen is going in and out. Oh no. I don't know if it's mine or not.
Do you want
Never had this
to
happen.
do you want me to host? Do you want to start over and see if it's different on my end? It's up to you.
I might need to watch it myself to make sure we're all good, because I'll keep talking and I hope it's recording that way. We'll just keep going anyway. So let's see.
Yeah, it's recording. I just can't see your face.
Uh-oh. So you want to talk a little bit about the until until Leah comes back. She'll be back.
Yes. So in the news, right? The year. So Aaliyah wanted to talk about the school year and bring everything to a close. And so we know that in September, everybody started out one way. We can see you, Aaliyah. You're frozen, but we can see you. But we know that you started out one way, and we know that with all of the ups and downs of COVID and staffing and enrollment, just having to navigate those waters and then come be able to end the school year on a high with the graduations and the celebrations and the families and all of the babies moving on, going on to kindergarten. And so how has this year kind of been for you from starting in August, I guess, right? You start in August or you start in September? You start in August, right?
Yeah, we started in August, but most people do start in September. It really
Mm-hmm.
depends the programs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what
So,
did it look like for you?
oh wow, coming into from from COVID, from total shutdown, and then reopening up our doors, right? Because we were remote the whole entire year of 2020, 2021 school year. And then coming in back into a fresh new school year with the families, trying to figure out what systems, reinvent the systems, right? Um, and how we're going to safely accept all of our children. We service over 278 kids, right? So how does that look like? And then staffing and everything just it was just a hot mess. But we actually made it through. You know, it was a lot of work. I think I worked harder in these past 2 years than I have in my 19 years of childcare, really honestly. It was really getting information out there, advocating for, vaccines. We actually were one of the few sites that were doing COVID testing on site. So, even maneuvering that was really difficult and going out to the community and saying, I need, my families need in order to keep everyone safe. We had a few closures. Obviously, we did have some staffing shortages. One of my centers actually struggled more than another center did. And then just balancing that out. And it's funny because I was talking about how my staff were walking around like the Walking Dead. I called them the Walking Dead, right? They, in November, they was just so exhausted, right? You can see it in their faces. And I had to come up with another, like put my mentor hat on, my coaching hat on, my leadership hat on, and say, okay, I can't do this no more. I can't focus on, this and this and that and leave the people that are really doing the work, behind. So really digging deep into those mental health moments for them was really one of the key things for us. So that started being my focus as of November on, because if we're gonna make it through the end of the school year, my staff gotta be good. They gotta be okay. So I call it protecting your staff at all costs. That's what I
Yeah.
said. I'm going to protect, I'm going to advocate, I'm going to protect my staff at all costs. So, just started doing that, coming up with some creative ways on how to do that, to try to maintain my staff towards the end of the school year, after May, I want to say after the final checkpoints are done, my staff was actually sitting there, they were celebrating their children. We had our move up graduation or move up ceremony because we don't call it graduation. And this year we did a family fun Friday to really close out. So we invited our families in, started inviting male engagements. I think you were one of our activities, one of our activities in one of our centers where we started really like inviting our families back in, and having that connection was always really a part of our program. But seeing it live after 2 years and those connections again has, just it was just a magical moment, right? Seeing we did a picnic at the park at the end, after the ceremonies were done, and having the families there just talking with each other, and we were just one big happy family. So I brought everything back after the closures, after we closed out with the families, after we celebrated our children, which I cried, in every ceremony. It was huge, and sitting with my staff and having that reflection was really important. And I said, let's reflect, and I want you guys to name 3 things that you could have did without this year. Just 3. Obviously, I know you're going to have 5 or 6 or maybe 10, but let's just focus on those 3. And they did. And then I said, now let's focus on 5 things that worked and that was magical that you made, impacts. And they talked about, how they became a unified team, and that was huge because I did see it. I saw it. They were helping each other at the ceremony. If one didn't have music, another one came. So that teamwork was definitely there. They were talking about how they struggle with certain children and watching them, graduate moving up and leaving them. It was very emotional because they were ready. And that we service a lot of children, dual language learners. So I've even received like responsive on how some of the kids came in not speaking any English, and then they just like bloomed. They just bloomed out and just started, speaking English. And they're very confident that they did everything within their power and they were celebrating that. And I said to them, that's what we need to hold on to, right? Um, and just those reflective moments were very magical within my center. I think it really ended our program year. I mean, we're still in summer camp, but it's a whole different camp. And just enjoying those moments. But it's been rough. It's been a rough ride. It's been definitely a rough ride.
Awesome. Aaliyah,
Yeah.
are you back?
I am back. Oh my. It was, I don't know, all of my internet is out. I had to pull out my phone this time. So yes. Yeah. So you can hear me and everything?
Yes, we can hear you and see you because we couldn't see you earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Glad to be back. Hello, everybody. Yeah. So thank you guys for just continuing on. And yeah, I was excited to have this conversation, to just kind of take a moment. I've been trying to be really intentional about, like, okay, let's take a second, breathe, and think back this past year, because it's been so busy, so much so that it was like, okay, I need a moment. I don't know about you guys. I don't remember feeling this way every other year, but we're ending out the school year, working on summer camp and fall at the same time. And it was like, okay. So today I felt there were days we were doing all three. So, I wanted to just be able to, and then we had move up day. We had like all the events going, like everything going on. So I did go away last week and there were days where I was just like, nope, not doing anything, like needing to pause for a moment and then reflect. And I think that's something that we miss out on sometimes, is being able to stop, pause for a moment, reflect, assess, how did it go? We spoke about it on a previous podcast.